Jackson Elementary School is located in one of the oldest residential areas of St. Paul, a neighborhood known as Frogtown. Although the subject of a variety of stories, the origin of this name is unknown. Frogtown, originally an area of marshes, was settled by European immigrants, including the French, Poles, Germans, Irish, and Scandinavians. They were attracted by the jobs available at the nearby railroad yards. Starting in the late 1950s, urban renewal projects brought both physical and social changes to the neighborhood. Today, Frogtown Jackson Elementary School is located in one of the oldest residential areas of St. Paul, a neighborhood known as Frogtown. Although the subject of a variety of stories, the origin of this name is unknown. Frogtown, originally an area of marshes, was settled by European immigrants, including the French, Poles, Germans, Irish, and Scandinavians. They were attracted by the jobs available at the nearby railroad yards. Starting in the late 1950s, urban renewal projects brought both physical and social changes to the neighborhood. Today, Frogtown and Jackson School are still in an era of change with a mixture of many racial and ethnic groups, including our nation's newest refugees, the Southeast Asians. Kate Anderson, principal of Jackson School.
We are unique in St. Paul that all the students walk to Jackson. So that means that in Frogtown, going a mile out each direction from the school is where the homes of our children are. So they all walk to school. Enrollment at Jackson School this year has actually grown. We have 80 more students, and so we're now about 460. And about 47% of our students are from minority groups. Part of the transition in the Jackson and Frogtown neighborhood through the past years has been an increase in the minority population. And this has been kind of equally divided among the four large minority populations: the Black, the Native American, or the Hispanic, Chicano, and the newest groups to St. Paul, the Southeast Asian too. We have large numbers of all four minority groups. At Jackson, for the last 3 years, we've been privileged to be participants in the ESA program, the federally funded program that puts artists into schools that are undergoing the tensions of racial desegregation. We do have a lot of our students move in and out during the course of the year. And so again, having a program that's ongoing, that's flexible and adaptable, we're easily able to absorb the kids who do move in the middle of the year, or kids who move out have still had part of that experience. The program would start each year with the artist demonstrating his or her artistic ability. So a singer would sing, and so the children would know that this really was a professional person. Or a painter would paint, or the poet would read her own poems, so that the children would have that model to go by too.
Musician Jeannie Buckman and dancer Luana Willis were introduced to the students at an assembly.
And this tune we like because we like the words so much, as well as the music. Listen carefully to the words, because it has a special meaning for each of us.
Artists in the School program is part of the Federal Emergency School Assistance Act, or ESA, administered by the Minnesota Department of Education.
Purposes of putting the artists in the schools is to create role models and situations for kids of all groups to work together. And the focus is in the intermediate grades. In the years that we've been involved in the program, we've had several different disciplines, art disciplines. We've had dance and music and poetry and songwriting. And I think we've had mini swaps also with the drama. So the kids have had lots of different kinds of experiences in these 3 years that we've been involved in the program. Purpose of ESA in the schools is, as I said, to create opportunities for the kids to work together. Also, there are so many other spin-offs. The children see teachers working together. They see the artists working with the teachers, and they provide with role models of how to work together. And it gives the kids a chance to experience things that they never would have the opportunity to do otherwise with the arts, and the possibilities that the artists create in the kids themselves, their own ideas. The poetry, they never would write such poetry to know that they could do it. And the songs that they have composed and sung themselves and then performed with the dance going along with it, they never would have thought that they could have done something like this. So when they do it, that's quite an achievement.
Working with a classroom teacher, the artists teach 15 hours a week for 15 consecutive weeks.
And then what's next for it? Goes 1 and then what? 4. 4. All right, here's 1. You tell me when to change. Here's 1. We didn't make up any words for a St. Paul blues, but I think we should. Since New York City's, yeah. Now snap on the on beat. They got it.
The dog spent most of his time searching in garbage cans. He found a gold ring that was lying in the gutter.
The what did he find?
It also gives the children a chance to get to be friends with a real artist. You know, they may think that someone who has these skills and talents would be different or hard to talk to or live a different kind of life, and so they really get to be good friends over the course of the residency, which lasts for several months each year, to share private stories and private jokes and maybe share lunch and really get to be friends with artists.
The students performed at the St. Paul Open School and for other students at Jackson School.
The sun became hotter and hotter, and soon it pushed the moon towards the sky.
Blue sky, blue I see. Blue birds sing a song, nothing but bluebirds all day long.
as I mentioned, it's been our 4th, 5th, and 6th graders who've been involved, but because of the different programs and having artists in the building and the fact that the intermediate kids did perform, the other children, the younger children, also got to be involved. And some of the really interesting things that happened were just kids learning to be an audience, to come together in groups and watch other kids perform, and they're very well trained to be an artistic audience.